Hello, it's Rachel. For today's project I wanted to show you a technique using polymer clay with silver leaf foil and alcohol inks. So to start with, I've taken some black Fimo soft and I've rolled this out on the thickest setting of my pasta machine, and now I'm taking some silver leafing and I'm gently placing this onto the clay before rolling it out to create some cracks in the clay. Here is the effect that you get from rolling the clay thinner once the silver leaf has been applied, and you can see the tiny cracks that are forming in the surface. That is going to provide some contrast between the alcohol inks that we add to it and the black clay below it. Now I'm using a shape cutter to cut some different shapes from the clay, and these can be used as embellishments for cards or canvases, or you can make them into keychains or pins or whatever you want to. If you do want to make them into keychains or a pendant, for example, I'm using here a ball tool to create some holes, and then I'm going to add my alcohol inks. The inks that I'm applying here are a mixture of Ranger alcohol inks and Pinata alcohol inks, and I'm adding these after the clay has been baked. Now I'm going to seal the embellishment in preparation for a resin top coat, and for this I'm using a gloss multi-medium. It can be any kind of gel medium or Mod Podge, anything like that. Just be careful not to manipulate the surface too much because it will move the inks. Here I'm using some resin that is an epoxy resin by Easy Cast. It's a 2-part 50-50 resin that you mix for 2 minutes and then just apply to the surface and spread it out. And once I've spread this out, I use a heat tool very briefly to reduce the number of air bubbles. And here are the finished embellishments the morning after. I do like to leave resin overnight to ensure it's properly hardened. You can use these, as I say, for a number of things, make them into charms or key rings. They can be used on cards, etc. It's a very fun technique and you get some really pretty results, so I do hope you try it out. If you want a full product list, you'll find that in the video description, and you'll also find there my social media links that include my Mixed Media Challenge group over on Facebook.